got time to waste. I ain't got time. I gotta go high. Gotta go high. I gotta elevate. I gotta elevate. They wanna fight. They wanna fight. I'm just gonna let them hate. I'm just gonna let them hate. I gotta go high. Gotta go high. I gotta elevate. I gotta elevate.
How did Amber get picked to go on a date before me? Have I got mug written on my forehead? I want to find my perfect match. I don't care what the other girls want.
Hello?
Hey, Tara, this is Dr. Darden.
Oh, hi.
Hi there, Tara. I have you down for 3 o'clock tomorrow, but I never received your insurance information after our consultation.
Oh,
so I just
no.
wanted to...
I meant to call you, Dr. Darden. That won't be necessary.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. Everything's straight under this side of the bridge.
Oh. All right. Well, is there anything else I can help you with?
Nope, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, Tyra, I did think we were off to a good start, but I hope you know there's absolutely no reason to be afraid or ashamed of living with depression or anxiety. They are just as valid of a health concern as anything else. Tyra, that's especially if you're still experiencing physical symptoms, suicidal.
No. I think it was just a rainy day. Or something.
Well, Tyra, we can
Oh,
always
well,
reschedule.
I have to get the door, Dr. Arden. It was so nice hearing from you. All right, I gotta go. Bye-bye now.
A grand jury has decided to not charge any officer in the killing of Breonna Taylor. Instead, the jury indicting one former detective for recklessly firing into a neighboring apartment during the raid of Breonna Taylor's home. This decision comes after 100 days of protests, as well as a months-long investigation into the death of Miss Taylor, a 26-year-old emergency room technician who was shot 6 times.
Choose happiness every day. I manifest things I want. Bitches be out here broke, dirty, ugly, sad, jealous, all of that, depressed. Every bitch got the power to manifest. She can manifest a Birkin bag, a nigga, a LLC, all of that. If you have a true connection with God, you can manifest anything too.
I like that.
They say the hardest part of trying new things is starting, but I don't think so. I think the hardest thing is when the new thing becomes old, when the pursuit of newness becomes the blandness of reality, when it no longer serves what I want, when it no longer puts that fire in your gut and butterflies between your toes, where it seemed to be an endless cycle of new and only because old was hard to stick to. New is exciting. New is comfortable. New is everything. But then I met you. You are, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I can start with all the things I know you aren't. You aren't impatient. You aren't smug, you aren't disloyal, and you aren't too much. You let me be me. You don't get in the way of letting me be me. And I am so devoted to you. I should be embarrassed to say that, but I'm not. God, I am so devoted to you. And I know it's because you would never hurt me, and I would never hurt you. You are my new everything, but I don't mind. You've given me a purpose, and I will always be in debt to you. So the point of me saying all this is, I don't know if I can, will you be a part of my forever? What do you think? Too intense? Not girl, I think it's perfect. You think so? I really don't want to scare him away on the first date. No. It's a completely reasonable first date speech. Well, wish me luck. Don't forget to stop by the store on the way back. You're gonna need it. Poor girl.
Hi, Mom. Yeah, I had a little something. Oh. Yeah, she's doing great.
Oh, hey!
Hey. How's it going?
It's going. But at least I have the day off. You know what someone told me at work yesterday? You're not gonna believe it. Some guy who ordered a winter melon tea after the little boba pearls were safe to eat. And I said it was. But then he told me a story about a girl who drank so much boba that she had hundreds of tapioca pearls stuck in her system. And it made her go undefeated. Apparently, girls in their hundred are just... Well, and I told him that as long as she doesn't drink it, you know, every single second, that he should be fine. Then he wanted to know how the tapioca pearls were prepared. I just couldn't tea. Then he asked for my name, and I said it was Emmy, and why are you taping the floor?
Oh, there were holes. Just wanted to cover them up so you don't drop anything.
Holes in the floor?
Yeah. Anyway, it was nice talking to you. Got a lot of work today, so see you around.
shoe. You left in such a hurry this morning. Where are you going?
I think... Whoa!
Kevin! So, it's invisible, but only you can see it?
Yep.
Do you know who's on the other end?
Nope.
Really? No idea.
Nope.
Well, if what they say is true, it should be leading you to someone special.
Not so sure about that. I will say I have been here before, but it was a while ago.
Have you tried taking it off?
You have no idea. Tried slicing, cutting, spraying. The string itself is unbreakable.
Have you thought about, you know...
Considered it. Not mentally there yet.
Then, if it's tangible, can I hold it? Wow, I think I feel it.
Now a little to the left.
Huh. There really is something here.
Yep. Just going and going.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a little nook where my friends and I used to hang out when we were kids.
It's beautiful.
It is a nice view, but so really. Hey.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So, I know you said that you don't know who's on the other end of the string, but I can't help but think that there must have been someone you were close to.
No, not really. I don't really try.
You're lying.
I'm not. I'm sure there was one girl I brought here, but it didn't turn out to be anything. What?
What was her name?
Alyssa. I mean, she was cool. You know, there was a period of time when we hung out, and well, she eventually wanted more, but I was scared to lose what we already had, so I said no. And then she says she understands, but sometimes I miss the moments when it felt like it was just us.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, you don't need to patronize.
No, seriously, it does. I mean, I've had 4 different boyfriends in the past year.
4?
And none of them share one room moment with me. Sometimes, I think it's my fault. I mean, I still believe there's someone out there for everyone, you know? But it gets hard. You really lucked up being able to see your red string. You don't have to waste so much time like I have.
Believe it or not, it's not as wonderful as you think. I know exactly how you feel, despite this. But maybe you're right. Maybe things can change. Speaking of which, the string isn't tugging anymore.
What's wrong?
The string goes to 3 different trails. I'm not sure where we need to go.
Alyssa.
What?
Think about it. Why else would the string be pulling you here? The one girl you brought before. She must be the one who's at the other end of the string.
No, we're just friends. We were friends.
Let's be smart here. We've been walking for hours and never even get close. Let's go to her house and see what we find.
Are you insane? We are not going there.
What are you scared of? This could be one of the greatest things that's ever happened to you.
No. No, I can't.
Please.
I can't believe you're right.
Me neither. You ready?
No, I'm kind of nervous.
Kevin, don't worry about it. Everything will fall into place. All you have to do is knock.
I don't know.
Think about it. Your other half is behind that door.
Yeah, you're right.
Kevin, this doesn't mean...
Okay, 1, 2, and... Yeah, moving in was huge pain, and it's like a million miles away. But it's nice. I think I'm actually gonna like it here.
Really? Is their trail as good as ours? What about your 9 a.m. runs?
My 9 a.m. runs are just fine, actually. There's this trail on the North Oconee River.
I didn't catch that. What?
Hey, you're breaking...
What was that?
Breaking up. With you.
What?
Well, I guess that's gonna be a thing. But we can make this work.
Of course. I love you.
I love You're frozen. Gonna turn in. Talk tomorrow? Good night.
Do long-distance relationships ever work out?
We tried for a while, but eventually we grew apart.
It's hard to engage with someone virtually.
Opie, don't listen to all these clowns. My LDR worked out. For all three of us.
The truth? If you don't make it feel like you're still in person, it's over.
Hey, Luke.
So, I was thinking we could watch a movie, just like old times.
That sounds fun. What you...
Oh, what? Hello? Can you hear me?
It doesn't seem to be working out. Can we just call it?
Okay. Try again another time.
What would your son say about this behavior? The baby's a boy. How does he know? How? During our affair.
It's not you. It's me. My connection's awful. It's just not the same without you in person.
We can make this work. The long-distance relationship.
We tried for a while, but eventually we grew apart.
It's hard
Three of
to engage with
us.
someone virtually.
If you don't make it feel like you're still in person, it's over.
You have reached the voicemail box of... Hey, it's Jeremiah. Sorry I couldn't answer the phone right now. Just leave...
Hey, it's Sarah. I can't come to the phone right.
Hey, I'm about to speak to her now. Okay.
Hey girl, I can't talk long, but what's up?
Hey, Lils, how was Nate's party?
It was alright. I just dropped someone off, didn't stay long.
Oh, well, it looked like you had a great time on Instagram. You documented the whole night. It's all over your account.
So what? Are you stalking me?
Seriously, you put it out there. Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I need to know more about that night.
Like what?
Where's Ashlyn?
Do I look like her mother?
No, but the last place she was seen was at that party.
So are you accusing me of something?
No, I'm not. I'm just... Okay, I saw Sasha's live, and it was really weird how it ended.
We were in the car, so there was no need to keep the stream going.
I think it was more than that. Hey, I'll understand no matter what happened, but I feel like something made you stop recording. Did someone else get the rest? I mean, I don't know a lot of your new friends, but...
So you're just using me then to get to them. You know what, Claire? If you can't trust me, then go ahead. Ask all of them. You need their numbers? Hold on.
No, Lils, please come back. You know what happened, so just tell me.
Why? So you can ruin my life?
No, I don't want that. You know you can trust me, right? You can tell me anything. I understand.
Fine. It was getting late, so Sasha and I decided to leave the party. But Ashlyn didn't want to.
Hurry up. Do you think she'll notice we left her?
If you wait too long, we'll find out.
She begged us to stay so that we could take care of her while she got wasted.
Where are you guys going?
She was stumbling all over the place.
Go!
We started the car up, but Ashlyn wouldn't let us leave.
Later, Ash! On our way to party number 2!
Sasha, no one's even on your live.
Rude. Lily? Stop!
Sasha tried to show me something on her phone, and when I looked back up, it was too late. I hit her.
Delete that.
Where is she now?
I don't know. We freaked out and left her there. That's all I know. Why are you recording?
I need proof. And the important information wasn't on your social media. Sorry, Lils.
No, don't call me that. I'll see you in court, Claire.
Did you get that?
guys doing okay still? Yeah. Can I get you anything else to eat?
No thanks, I'm fine.
Something to drink?
No, really, I'm fine, thanks. Actually, can I get the check? Sure.
Thought I'd find you here.
What's up, Angelica?
Hey, Nick. You know, this whole Jessica thing is crazy. You know, Darius Williams, Alicia Hill, and now Jessica.
Yeah, what'd you expect?
I don't know. You should do a story on it. I'm serious. I'll run it.
The Tribune wouldn't allow that.
Here.
What's this?
It came in our mail yesterday. Sheriff Summerford told us not to worry about it.
I'm sure he did. So good at his job.
Look, do a story. I mean, what if this letter is just written by some dumb kid? But why not try to do something you truly believe in?
You can get fired for this.
I don't care. I'm just tired of sitting around and letting them treat us however they want. I take the hit for you, you know?
Okay. Fine.
Good. So, you ever get tired of sushi?
Come on. I do not ever get tired of sushi.
Fucking hear it anymore, okay? I'm so fucking done with your bullshit.
Fucking drop it.
What, you're gonna shut me up like you did Jessica? I saw you with her. I know you fucked her like you did those other girls.
Listen to this shit every weekend.
Too fucking bad. You know what? You're just like your fucking father. You're like a fucking rapist. You better run, you coward. Fuck you!
You okay? Looks like he got you pretty good.
What do you want?
I just want to ask you a few questions. It's about Jessica.
What about her?
Wanna go inside? Grab some food, my treat?
Kurt would kill you if he saw us.
but it wouldn't be the first time I pissed off a summer fair. We go way back, as you might know.
You know, I'm curious. Why go through all this trouble for a girl you barely know?
That's personal.
Is it for that silly newspaper? You know that Angelica girl totally has a crush on you.
Okay, let's just get this straight. Am I asking the questions or are you?
Ask away.
Good. So, Jessica,
All right, you guys are all set.
Thank you.
Can I get you anything else to eat?
We're fine.
So the night Jessica got kidnapped, what do you know?
She's on a date with some boy, I guess.
Some date. Who was he?
I don't know.
So you guys were on the same cheerleading squad, but you didn't talk to each other?
No. But I do have my suspicions.
About him? Why wouldn't you tell the cops?
You don't understand how things work, do you? Kurt's family comes from old money. Policemen, judges, the papers. They own everyone in this town. I know you know what I'm talking about.
First my dad, then her.
You and I aren't so different. Both grew up in the wrong side of the tracks, scratching at every opportunity we can get. You know, that blue-collar life.
See, that's where you're wrong. You can escape your blue-collar lifestyle. Hate follows me everywhere I go. The Tribune wanted a token reporter, not an angry black man with a voice. You can either stay quiet and they kill you, or you can be loud and have an opinion. And the Tribune had a threat yesterday morning from a random alias. You know anything about that?
No.
Okay.
Kurt and his friends will be at the tombs later tonight. But you didn't hear that from me. There's a venom that runs through this town, Nick. Be careful.
You got a lot of nerve. First my dad, then her.
Where's Jessica?
Doesn't it feel good to take back what's rightfully yours?
Daisy?
The pain will go away in a few minutes.
What are you doing to me?
Giving you the power that you needed is what I'm doing.
Why are you doing this?
Vengeance. We won't be silent any longer.
Where's Jessica?
I don't know anything about that nappy-head at home. But I do know about you. boner. Nigger.
You ready? Run them. I feel so alive. Working till I'm sicko, need a doctor to prescribe. Critical thought is not critical, detecting all the lies. They must have thought cause my complexion that I wouldn't recognize. Not surprised, you could lose your life. Simple off that ego. Good Friday coming soon, I need a doctor, lead the pico. That's why I am high, feel like I am fly. Maybe I'm a mortal, bruh, I'm super duper fly. Investigate the case like what you mean, bruh. This ain't right, it's obvious to see, bruh. They refuse to vindicate me. In your eyes, I'm already guilty. You can get cut, I don't care, long hair. Maybe on the search, tell them nigga beware. It ain't been fair, no time to be scared. Anybody get touched, anybody you fit. Any homies you lost, it was only last week, it was only last month. Thought it happened last year. And you blind, bro, that shit happened right now. Off adrenaline, bro. That's why I am high. Feel like I can fly. Yeah, that's why I am, that's why I am. Bro. That's why I am high. Feel like I can fly. Yeah, that's why I am, that's why I am. Bro. That's why I am high. Feel like I can fly. Yeah, that's why I am, that's why I am. Bro. That's why I am high. Feel like I can fly. Yeah, that's why I am, that's why I go.
Best believe I punched Keanu Reeves and it was better than any scene you could see in Speed. I hit John Wick and now I'm feeling so appealing.
Santa Hero say the beat, ayy.
Hey there, my name's Jeremy Tao, and thank you for joining me as we celebrate Lunar New Year with UGA's Asian American Student Association. A little bit about myself: I'm a local independent filmmaker where I screenwrite and direct stories that come from voices that have been hushed and quieted for far too long. And I love to give these voices amplification through my films and my storytelling. To celebrate Lunar New Year this year and to go on the theme of connectivity, I'll be cooking 2 recipes that are very dear to me. One being Ramdan from 2019's Parasite, and the other being an old family recipe, Hmong egg rolls that have been made in my family for a long time. So thank you for connecting with me tonight. Please give me a follow at Jeremy Tao on Instagram to continue the conversation, and I'm excited to connect with you here tonight. In February 2020, right before the world locked down due to COVID, Bong Joon-ho's Parasite swept the Academy Awards. Parasite and its signature dish, Ramdan, has been an inspiration to me ever since. To see a dude that kind of looks like me winning award after award. He kicked down many doors for me that night. Because of him, I now stand a fighting chance in this industry. Food is the quickest way to connect with a different culture, a different place, with someone who doesn't look like you. You don't just accidentally find yourself breaking bread with someone. Parasite does a fantastic job connecting with its viewer through food. I'm currently doing research and prepping for my next movie. It's about an immigrant Chinese family that owns their own Chinese restaurant and the kids that grow up inside of it. And so I'm really reconnecting with my Asian Americanness, I guess you could say, so I can truly respect and honor this project. I'm having to face demons, ask questions, forgive and apologize. It has not been easy, but very much worth it. I cannot be the best filmmaker, son, or man that I can be until I truly connect with who I am. And so, I'm trying. Thank you again for hanging out with me tonight. And I'd love to connect with you and learn more about you and continue the conversation. So please follow me at Jeremy Tao on Instagram. I'm so glad I got to share more about myself and more about my passions and just kind of what I do. Please be sure to check out Parasite, and I'll see you soon.
Dust on the star, sister of mine.
I think that's when I really started like gaining my independence, because 9, I also had this teacher, my 4th grade teacher, Miss Fosgreen, who was a vegetarian, and she was just so passionate about life and how she was like teaching and everything. And so she became my favorite teacher, so I just wanted to like be like her, and she had me step out of my comfort zone, like
born on a Sunday, and then Leo becomes you.
I think that my mom did a really good job of trying to make me confident. I think I did have a lot of confidence. A lot of girls used to call me bossy. I don't know why. I was never bossy, but I don't know bossy bitch.
Every life you live brighter than over. That's why you've been chosen to start over, to begin. Let's start over.
In terms of the hard parts of raising a child, like the discipline and all that.
So like growing up, watching your parents like interact within their marriage, and as parents too, like what stuck with you from that? Like what stuck with you about your parents' relationship? Do you admire it? Do you not want it?
Their relationship is very interesting. I think that they love each other a lot, but sometimes I don't think that they're compatible, because I think that my mom gave up a lot to be with my dad. So I think that he acknowledges her, but I don't think he really sees the amount of sacrifices that she's made.
Sunshine peeking through my blinds, that's what you remind me of. And I like your sun, please don't tell my mama.
Bitch! Like, she has just been through everything with me. Like, she's been physically there, like, through all kinds of crazy things that I've experienced in college. And it's just like, we're locked in. Like, that's my homie. I can talk to her about anything. And, I mean, sometimes I don't really feel like it's the other way around, because she's very guarded, which is okay. Like, our relationship works like that.
Do you even care for me?
He's like, oh yeah, my homegirl did it, whatever. I'm like, oh, like, let me see it. And he was like, he pulled it off, and I was like, oh wow, like, that's really nice. I was like, who said do that again? He was like, my homegirl. And he was looking me dead in my eye. And I'm like, really? And so then I'm like, it's okay, you can tell me, like, I'm like, what? And he was like, my homegirl did it, like, I'm telling you, like, that my ex is not his homegirl, first of all. So I was like, bet, I see how you move, and I left. A couple days later, he sent me this long message talking about he didn't know if he should tell me because he didn't want to get in the middle of me and my ex and yada yada yada. So I'm like, this boy is lying to me. Relationship with her, because if you want to be friends with her, I'm not going to tell you who to be friends with. That's fine. Just let me know so I'm aware of the friendship. Like, you know what we've been through. So I'm like, we're all grown. I'm not going to tell you who you can and can't be friends with. Just be honest about it. So I'm just like, he's just lying to my face right now, and you're supposed to be my dog. Like, I'm like, you're supposed to be my dog. Like, I'm supposed to be able to tell you anything. We shouldn't even be arguing. Like, we are not even in the same boat. I'm gay and you have a girlfriend. Like, we're not like fighting over people. Like, there's literally nothing for us to be arguing about.
Your years live in your eyes.
And I was just like, I had to cut that off. I had to cut that off.
Divine. Wiser. Tell a fuck nigga go away.
So like, what does that look like for you? And thinking in like a future sense, like thinking if like you're learning from all your lessons, you know, all the stuff that we just talked about. And I know it's hard to like put yourself in like a place where everything is different, not necessarily better, but just like you've been through all this shit at this point in the future, so you know all the mistakes. What does like true self-love look like for you?
So I think like true love is like definitely being truly self-aware, knowing how to react to issues, controversial issues, societal things, making sure that I'm in a place where if I am feeling depressed, I'm able to pull myself back out of it. I know that like that's always like something tedious to do, but I feel like if I'm able to love myself the right way, I would give myself time to be depressed, but I would also know how to bounce back from that. You know? Yeah.
You made it.
The origin of life. How could I properly pay homage to our continent? It has and always will uphold the power of its rich culture, its abundance, and its longevity. We are tied to the roots of our motherland. Beauty and class, we embody femininity and present womanhood in spirit. Beyond appearance and beyond the body, we are union and empowerment in essence. It is necessary to take the time to respect and remember Africa's long, rich history. Because Africa is so much more than what we learn about in textbooks or what we hear in the media. We must reflect and journey through time to remind ourselves of our strength, power, and persistent spirit. Gold, ivory, silk, and cloth are abundant in the lands of the Mali Empire. The army, notoriously known to be intimidating and ruthless, paired with its strategy and intelligence of the Emperor Mansa Musa, not only protected these precious metals, but also stretched the trading routes for these resources to be battered in every corner of the globe. The people know of the power and value of the resources flowing through the land, but they are content with preserving these gifts for generations to come. However, goods were not the only thing flowing in and out of Mali. This empire's capital, Timbuktu, was an influential hub for knowledge. It helped spread Islam across the region and all throughout Africa. This is one of the reasons why Islam is so prevalent in the continent today. Islam was not only prevalent in the Mali Empire, but it also spread to the Egyptian Empire. Here, we can find important Islamic monuments, such as the tomb of Abbasid caliphs and mausoleum of Imam al-Shafi. In the center of this empire was Cairo. To ancient Egyptians, the luxurious things they made, from the intricate statues to the opulent tombs, were not art, but simply made for practical purposes. The statues created were also used to pay respect and show adoration to Egyptian spirits or gods. Another aspect of Egyptian culture was dance. Dances were used to celebrate births, marriages, and royal functions. Egyptian dances often reflected their culture's core values of harmony and balance. Proximity to the Akan people were the Wolof Empire. This empire was also known as the Jollof Empire and spanned from the Gambia River to the Senegalese River. Known for its success trade in gold, ivory, horses, salt, and cotton textiles, this group first traded with the Portuguese. Due to the abundance of gold and iron in their land, the Wolof people became skilled blacksmiths, creating jewelry, pottery, and tools. sacred king. Royalty and power flowed through him like a fine wine. Leader and fighter for his people to maintain the quintessential wealth they hold. Wealth to be seen in resources and in belief. Culture that is consistently sacrificed for must win in the end, being given to each new generation, presented and wrapped in silk like a gift. This destination must always be reached, as the youth will one day become the soldiers and the elders that hold the fate of the community. They thank Onyame for the creation of lands, bountiful hills, and fertile grounds that sustain people. Blessings, green fields, and plush forests that can only be described through the vigorous will of the Creator. Provision that has authorized central trading routes, with gold at the center of it all. The gold that feeds the kingdom flows through the land as a silk dress would a beautiful woman. Trade was spreading rapidly at this time, thus demonstrating the increasing influence of the Gold Coast. Trading with the Europeans led to an increased availability of various materials and textiles. The clothing of the Akan people has long since been a sign of class and status. Lapas was worn by the women with proud bare chests, but they were looked down upon by Europeans who pushed the use of a blouse or other coverings that would become more civilized. A bare right shoulder would later signify class, age, and stature. Married women would also wear this style as a symbol of their wedding status. Ntaman, a large cloth worn by upper-class men, were worn in a way that made it more difficult to move. It was this restriction that reinforced their place in society, as they did not need to move very much, being men of nobility. Kente became a powerful symbol of status and regality that still remains a staple cloth in the region. Wearing the cloth, in a way, allows people to wear a cover of the Ashanti power and pride. Even in the production of the cloth, there was a deciding division. Men creating more expensive Kente cloth and women producing cheaper cloth. Europeans came to Africa under the guise of benevolence, friendship, and religion. They approached the chiefs of various tribes, offering firearms, alcohol, and textile, promising victory in their ongoing intertribal wars. Seduced by the promise of more land and power, in the Ashanti Empire, chiefs would often trade intertribal war captives for more firearms and gunpowder from the British. Encouraged by the relationship formed between themselves and the chiefs, the British began to defy the established terms and kidnapped Africans for slave trade. Like the Trojan horse that destroyed mighty warriors from within their kingdom, the influence of the Europeans was initially presented as a gift. Secrets of decorum and protection from their enemies that turned out to be methods of oppression, exploitation, and extermination. By the 1800s, slave trade was at its peak. Africans were now aware of the kidnappings and transportation of their people to a new land. People became more cautious and knew what it meant when they saw the Oyibo people coming their way. In the Ashanti Empire, Africans would be taken to Elmina Castle, while in the present-day Senegal, they would be taken to Gori Island. Both Elmina Castle and Gori Island have the door of no return. Through these doors, the identity of Africans would change from taken from our motherland by force. Africans were dispersed all over the world. Slave ships were vessels of terror, as Africans were forced and packed into revolting conditions that caused them to be physically ill. The mental and spiritual ills came from the rape, loss of family members, and fear that coupled their inability to mourn, which depressed them. Arriving at their destination, Africans faced inhumane treatment that would continue for decades. In the Americas, slaves were overworked, forced to live in environments that degraded them mentally, emotionally, and physically. Through separation of families, branding, slave auctions, and working an average of 20 hours a day, the treatment of Africans was dehumanizing and unacceptable.
Take the shackles off my feet. Make I go, make I go. It's a battle with the beast. Take your shield, here we go.
Oh, you're Togolese? I went on vacation in Kenya once and it was a spiritual journey. When I step up, they say step back. What is assertive on him is aggressive on me. I spoke up and they told me to quiet down, to not disturb the workplace environment. After my presentation, my co-workers were so surprised at how proper I spoke. When I speak about what I go through, I'm told to stop making everything a race issue and to be more positive. They asked me what I was going to do about my hair and deemed it unprofessional. I'm told to come to a later interview when my hair has been taken care of. They see my straight face and say it's a rude face and must be corrected. They heard my accent and assumed I was not intelligent or equipped for the task. I work twice as hard as my counterparts to still not be taken seriously. I said hi and they assumed I was here because of affirmative action. After years of oppression and subjugation, brutality and injustice, it was past time to fight against segregation, unequal treatment, and discrimination in America. This took place in stages. Our fight for our rights began with the courts with civil rights movement led by Dr. Martin Luther King. It would later transform to the Black Power movement, which was primarily led by the younger, everyday citizens. Despite the odds being against us, we continued to contribute to technological advances, to innovations, and set standard in every creative aspect.
Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. From now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing all of us.
Factory musique, allez-y Cabon, allez-y Cabon, allez-y Cabon, Zicabon, le PDG David Boucher, allez-y Cabon, Zicabon, Zicabon, mélanger les tchélas, c'est cabaou, c'est cabaou, c'est cabaou, c'est comme ça on danse, c'est cabaou, c'est cabaou, c'est cabaou, le, c'est cabaou, c'est cabaou, voilà c'est comme ça, gaspiller le coin. Yann Cédric, le moto, africain, gaspiller le coin. Préfet Charaoui, autorité BDS. Procureur Valégas, recevez l'avocat de la Servikaya.
Come, we can go.
Ìyábọ̀ sọ pé Akin ti tẹlifóònù lóyún o. Èmi náà sọ pé mi ò wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà tán fún lóyún. Ìwọ náà ka tíkè 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 tíkè. Ìwọ náà ka tíkè 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 tíkè. Oya tíkè wọ ṣẹ́gà. Ṣẹ̀kẹ́ ṣẹ̀kẹ́ Fábúlò wá sọ fún mi. Nígbà tó ní ṣe ìwádìí. Àgbà làgbà kí ló wọ máa ṣòfófó.
Another guilty beat.
You see, you are guilty. You are talking about me. We shall see. Shebi, they talk my case. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now.
This is Nigeria. Just because I'm on TV now. Person who don't get work is checking to see if my watch is original. This is Nigeria.
Whether it be through our popular Afrobeats or dance and fashion trends, we are still facing problems in our homes. Issues such as police brutality in both Africa and America are affecting our people still to this day. And we have seen in the current news with SARS in Nigeria and the systematic killing and dehumanization of people in America. We must realize that our current Black Lives Matter movement, which originated in America, does not only refer to Black people in America, but are people all over the world.
Since we met you people 500 years ago, look at us. We've given everything. You are still taking. In exchange for that, we have got nothing. Nothing. And you know it. But don't you think that this is over now? Over where?
Olúbàbọ̀nà B2J iná iná mi tó ti tàn. Iná iná mi tó ti tàn kò dẹ́ ní bàjẹ́ o. Kò dẹ́ ní bàjẹ́ o. Kò dẹ́ ní bàjẹ́ o. I no wan talk to you. Wetin dey happen o? Na me dem wan stop you. Mission impossible. When the money come, people plenty come. When the money not there, they look.
We have been ruthless warriors, kingdom builders, and fighters of colonization. They suffocated our land with the hand of religion and tried to justify their sins with the promises of good intentions. They forced us to build the world they stand on today. They stand on a pedestal made of the blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors. And though they tried to deny our competence, they could not deny our usefulness, our power, our beauty. The food, music, and fashion of the world today is largely a result of our innovation, regardless of where you have decided to call home, by force or by choice. We have planted seeds of influence and created a culture of our own. However, we are still haunted by the horrors of our past. The instability, corruption, and evil created centuries ago are still hurting the people of our continent. Back home, we are fighting against police brutality, genocides, gender violence, rape, human trafficking, and many more atrocities. We must fight to ensure the youths of tomorrow have a safe place to stay. They deserve this and so much more. This is why we need organizations like Project Safety Net that will provide opportunities for both need and equal opportunities for every individual. We must take a stance. History must not repeat itself. We cannot sit by and passively allow for the murder and dismissal of our people. We have the power and the knowledge to educate ourselves as well as those around us on what is going on in our continent. But we must take a stance. We have been beaten. We have been brutalized. We have been stolen from, and yet we still stand here strong. We leave footsteps everywhere we go. We persist to persevere, but we must take a stance.
From the Niger Delta to all the corners of Africa, America, and the world, Black people are turning the tables, taking back our place. We will be heard because we matter.
Anywhere I go, mo láti padà sílé mi. 'Cause mama mi wọ́n wà nílé mi. I no want me person tell me say I too lazy. Olúwa bọ̀nà ọ̀flẹ̀lẹ̀ ni. As I dey hustle like I dey bayo okun lazy. No go talk say me I too lazy. Anywhere I go, mo láti padà sílé mi. 'Cause mama mi wọ́n wà nílé mi. Funkilla, 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 funkilla. I go show you wonder what it wonderful. You no go believe wetin wan happen. No disturb us when the gbedu wan catch you. Like you dey sleep, but this one pass you. Hunger. At the gbedu don start wonder. From your feet all over wonder. With somebody that I wonder. 'Cause I'm feeling it in my soul. Something is changing. Right in your face.
Lift you to your highest high.
One of the things that kind of defines the 21st century is this loss of faith in those mainstream institutions, political, medical, corporate, etc. And not without good reason. You know, you have corporate scandals, you have political scandals. But one consequence of that distrust is that anyone preaching that message of you can't trust those in power, that's going to resonate.
I mean, people vote against their interests all the time in some way or another, right? We know that many people would benefit from the expansion of social services, and yet they vote against it. So there must be some other factors that really drive people's voting decisions, and these factors might not be rational, but they might be psychological.
The classic attempt at dealing with conspiracy theories is to combat them with facts. Because of the way facts work, you need one of two things to get somebody to believe a fact. They either need to trust you. The other way you could go about it is by appealing to a shared authority.
Hi. Can you hear me all right?
I can, yes.
I decided to sit down with Dr. Alexa Bankert to discuss her current research on development, measurement, and consequences of partisan identities in a two-party system.
So my name is Dr. Bankert, and I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Political Science at the University of Georgia.
We hope that Dr. Bankert could contextualize authoritarianism within the larger picture of American politics.
And up until recently, political science assumed that people are rational actors and that we make rational decisions based on very tangible benefits, and it didn't take much evidence to falsify that. I think there are two that are really important. The first one is to think of partisanship, again, based on this rational choice idea, as something that is the product of our prior ideology and issue preferences, right? So you have a strong belief in abortion rights, or you have a strong belief in the environment, and so naturally you choose your party based on these issue preferences. We actually know from prior research that this is not quite how things work, especially in the US, where you normally first learn what it means to be a Republican or a Democrat before you even have developed your own issue preferences and your own convictions. So think about like the Republican Party. Free trade was a cornerstone of what it meant to be a Republican, but we now see a shift even among Republicans toward more protectionist policies because the party has changed its stance on a particular issue. So the causal arrow flows the other way from our partisanship, our party loyalties, to our issue preferences. The second one is that we tend to think of partisanship as something that is positive, so that we vote for a certain candidate because we really like the candidate or the candidate's party. But we actually know from data that most Americans feel at best lukewarm about their own party. Right? So then the question is, what drives their decision to vote in the first place? And that is where this new concept comes in called negative partisanship. So now our negative feelings, our disdain towards the opposing party is stronger than our attachments to our own party. So we're voting not for someone, we're voting against someone. The accusation of not being American or being unpatriotic has always been common in the American discourse, so it's not new, it's not a new phenomenon. But I think what is new is that what we perceive as American is now based on our partisanship. So we accuse each other of being unpatriotic or un-American as if either party had a monopoly on what it means to be an American. We don't.
And obviously, 2020 has been a year that's shaken our emotional, economic, and political state. But we wondered, how is America unique in our response to the COVID-19 pandemic?
Levels of polarization. The US is one of the few countries where the pandemic actually has become partisan. Right? So the best predictor of whether you think that the pandemic is serious and that you should be wearing a mask is now your partisanship. Even if you live in a state or in a county with a high number of COVID-related deaths, in the end, your partisanship is still the best predictor of whether you think this is a serious issue. And that is something utterly American, right? Like, because in hardly any other country do we see this strong alignment between mask opposition and partisanship. And that is, of course, once again, because we are so polarized and we take our cues from our party leaders. So when our party leaders tell us that this is not serious, that this is all just a hoax, then we listen, right? Like, we use party leaders as a way to understand what's going on. And when you think about it, it makes sense because the pandemic is unprecedented, right? Like, most of us have never gone through a pandemic. So we listen to the people we trust. And for many of us, that is the party leadership.
But what happens when we can't trust our institutions? That question led me to Jeff Patterson, a PhD candidate at the University of Georgia, whose research focuses on counter-normative belief groups in order to understand how breakdowns in trust foster subcultural ideologies.
So I study heterodoxy, which in basic terms is beliefs and practices that fall outside of and in opposition to the mainstream. QAnon is a sort of grand unified conspiracy theory. It isn't any one conspiracy theory, but combining them in a way that presents a more or less coherent worldview. One of the most popular beliefs attached to QAnon is this belief in this anonymous person called Q that is revealing information about Trump and his administration's fight against the so-called deep state. So there's a lot of different things you could look at. So there's this concept of schema consistency, that we like to believe things that reinforce the worldview that we have. There's also the investigatory aspect of it, that a lot of QAnon is these vague postings by Q that you then have to do the work yourself to put together. So that helps people get involved and feel like they're invested in it. So the most concerning thing for me is that we don't really have a way of combating misinformation. You need one of two things to get somebody to believe a fact. They either need to trust you. So O'Connor and Weatherall recently published a book, Misinformation Age, that talks about how that works, that you have a trust network that you derive your beliefs from, because you don't have the time, resources, or knowledge to verify every single belief you have for yourself. You know, most people believe the world is round because they've seen a globe, not because they've taken measurements. So there's one aspect of it. And so if you're not part of the trust network, you're going to have a very hard time convincing them of facts. The other way you could go about it is by appealing to a shared authority, pointing them to science, pointing them to religion if you have a shared religion. But because of how insular the social media world is and that echo chamber effect, it's unlikely that you're going to share an institution with them. You can't say, well, look at all these political scientists that have studied it and found it to be debunked, because part of their belief system is that you can't trust those political scientists. And instead, what we're seeing is opposing camps spreading their own misinformation against each other.
What Jeff Patterson said here reminded me of something that Dr. Bankert had said in our interview earlier.
So we know from some work that conservatives tend to react more strongly to fear-related messages. To a certain extent, that can probably be overridden by the messenger. So much more important than the message might in fact be the source of it. And so if this comes from a Democrat, let's say, then Republicans will, probably not listen, and vice versa, right? So it has to be a trustworthy source from your own team to really change behaviors. Based on the data, I think what worries me the most is this weakening commitment to democratic values for the sake of winning. It seems to me like that many Americans no longer unconditionally uphold democratic norms and values. They do it only selectively, right? Whenever it benefits their political party. We have seen a trend of dehumanizing the other side. Think of them as evil and bad for the country, and that level of dehumanization, that lack of compassion and empathy for the other side, that's just detrimental, right? Like, I mean, then there is no point in even trying to bridge the gap or trying to reach out, because the other side is no longer considered fully human.
When I asked Dr. Bankert and Jeff Patterson about solutions to the problems we discussed in our dividedness, our communication, and our trust, their answers were largely the same. It's complicated, not hopeless. Lately, the things that connect us, our social ties and common humanity, can seem like they're dissolving. Dr. Bankert talked about dehumanization between political parties, and Jeff Patterson talked about how people are rightfully skeptical of institutions. So we can tell that there's a breakdown of trust, but also nuance and empathy in our communities. There's not one clean solution that's going to fix our society, but we have the tools to diagnose some of those root causes. And the tools are developed through education and science, to which Dr. Bankert says it best.
Empirically verified research should inform politics and not the other way around.
Si no te hubiera sido, sería tan feliz. Not shy, not me. I'm burning through myself. 나 그러면 shy not shy not me 난 잘해보니까 not shy not me Give me da not shy not me 난 잘해보니까 not shy not me 너를 원해 못해 cause I'm not shy not me
This don't make me.
Got me all up in my feels, in all kind of ways. I be trying to play, but lately I just wanna keep it real. No more playing safe, let's take it all the way. I'm just saying, I just wanna make time for you. Swear it's just right for you, like this design for you. 10 out of 5 on you, know I was out on a line for you. Bet I look nice on you, open my mind for you. Don't wanna wait on it tonight, I wanna get nasty. What you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for? Don't wanna wait on it tonight, I wanna get nasty. What you waiting for? What you waiting for? Don't wanna wait on it tonight, I wanna get. Searching for you that I usually don't do, but for you I kinda want to. 'Cause you're down for me, and I'm down to. Yeah, I'm down to. Searching conversations for you. It's something that I usually don't do, but for you I kinda want to. 'Cause you're down for me, and I'm down to. Searching conversations for you.
Tell me everything, you just can't leave me out of this. Did you kiss him? Was it a hit or miss? Uh-huh. Tell me, did you at least get to ride in his car? Can't convince me that he didn't want to drive you home, 'cause no one leaves a romance movie just to be alone. Uh-huh. Tell me, 'cause you're a gorgeous snack. Let me call you back. Hey boy, haven't seen you in months, boy. How is college?
Oh, wreck. I mean, who knew that learning math could be so hard? So how's the family?
Well, mom and dad are still family. They want you over, you know, 'cause they miss seeing those big, cute, adorable eyes. Their words, not mine. Whoa, no kidding. You remember the
I remember the shape, 'cause no one else would ever learn one with me.
Oh, hey, do you think that the Firefly Clubhouse is still around?
Oh, wow. I forgot about that. I don't know.
Do you want to find out?
Find out, like, now?
Yeah. What else were you gonna do?
I mean, I just wasn't expecting to.
Then let's go.
Hey, you want to start fight? Alright, well, I'm gonna grab some more firewood.
Okay, pyromaniac.
Hey boy, mom said it's a big day, boy. I wanna give you a hug, but mommy said the plane has to go.
so I can't stay, boy. Mommy said I can't play, boy, so please take care of my bug. I promise when I'm back you will know X's and O's.
Hey boy, sorry I couldn't stay, boy, but I'm a bit older now. But it makes no difference because all that talk is unreal. Whoa, say boy, if I could rewrite that day, boy, if I could take back the days that I've missed you, the stars that I've wished you, to get back to this view I would. You went and you changed my life, took hold so you could be that light. I never had so much fun with someone. You went and you changed my life, took hold so you could be that light. I never had so much fun with someone. Wow, boy, so what do we do now, boy? 'Cause I'm out of ideas.
Do you remember when we would try to defend the clubhouse against those evil squirrels?
Yes. But hey, they deserved it.
The memories of this place, like, this was it. This was our escape.
Yeah. Like, this is where we grew up.
世界の端っこまで消えることなく届いたりしたらいいのにな。そしたらね二人でどんな言葉を放とう、消えることない約束を二人でせーので言おう。願ったら何がしかが叶う、その言葉の目をも見れなくなったのは一体いつからだろうか、何故だろうか。ああ雨の止むまさにその切れ間と虹の出発点終点とこの命果てる場所に何かがあるっていつも言い張っていた。いつか行こうぜ生命も見と磨いたくの感情にハイタッチして時間にキスを5次元にからかわれて、それでも君を見るよ。また初めましての合図を決めよう。君の名を今追いかけるよ。
Let's talk about love. Is it anything and everything you offer? Or do you feel it hurt you? I know the feeling hurt you.
Cause maybe the night that my tears might let me know all the stars are close, all the stars are close, all the stars are close. Cause maybe the night that my tears might let me know all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gon' do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me. You ain't all your expectations. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence and calculated promises all in your conversation. I hate people that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you. Oh, you important, you the moral to the story. You endorsing, motherfucker, I don't even like you. Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you dealing with. A smart percentage you I'm building with. I want the credit if I'm losing or I'm winning. On my mama, that's the realest shit.
Let's talk about love. Is it anything and everything you offer? Or do you feel it hurt you? I know the feeling hurt you.
Cause maybe the night that my dreams might let me know all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer. Cause maybe the night that my dreams might let me know all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer. Skin cold when the ego gets to talking, I get involved like a rebound. Got no in game, got no ways out, got to stay down. It's the way that you're making me feel like nobody ever loved me like you do, you do. And you kinda feel like you're tryna get away from me. If you do, I won't move. I ain't just cry for no reason. I ain't just pray for no reason. I give thanks for the day, for the ounce, and another way, another life breathing. I did it all cause I feel good. I wouldn't do it all if you feel bad. Better live your life. We're running out of time. Let's talk about love. Anything you ain't wanted.
you know we got to get it wrong. Mary J is in the spot tonight, and I'ma make you feel alright. Come on, baby, just party with me. Let loose and set your body free. Leave your situations at the door, so when you step inside, jump on the floor. Let's get it crunk up in this dancery. We got y'all open, now you're floating, so you got to dance for me. Don't need no hateration, holleration in this dancery. Let's get it percolating while you're waiting, so just dance for me. It's only gonna be about a matter of time before you get loose and start to lose your mind. Cop you a drink, go ahead and rock your eyes, cause we're celebrating no more drama in our lives. With a great track pumping, everybody's jumping. Go ahead and twist your back and get your body bumping. I told you leave your situations